Good afternoon, everybody. Well, here we are today. We are going to get on a subject that is marginally covered, but I wanted to do a little bit of a video on it myself, and simply hygiene and sanitation. And this won't be a overly complex video because I'm sure most of us, we get the general gist of why it's important for our bodies and our environment that we're living in to, stay clean. However, like I said, with this channel, we deal with a lot of things in the realm of bushcraft, prepping, survival, and it's just information that I'm wanting to share with everybody watching. So here we go. We'll try to keep this fairly simple, and I'll try not to ramble too much. Our basics, for our hygiene, it helps us stay healthy, and it is true. Yes, you can actually overdo the hygiene thing. Too much of anything is a bad thing, but in general, and I find this running under the scenario that we'd find ourselves in an issue where either there's been, well, we can run a lot. We can go EMP, civil unrest, brown smelly stuff hit the fan, whatever you want to call it. Our normal systems have been disrupted for some variety, communications, electric, the grid, you name it. There's issues. And having, like a lot of things, and this is obviously going in along the lines of the prepper mentality. If you have a lot of these things that are essential, and that's dealing with a lot of your needs, not so much of your wants, really help take the stress off an individual in a crisis situation. Now, let's just say, for example, that there's been, we can use the pandemic we just went through as an example. The shipping of goods was hampered quite substantially, and then we had the great toilet paper crisis. So, keep that in mind, okay? I mean, it's just like, we don't have to go too fanatical here. There's a lot of real life things that really do happen, and in some places in the world, they happen on a far more regular basis. And as times go on, and things, don't get better, those times tend to happen more often. So having your basics is very important. Like I said, it's for your comfort level and your sanity. So I just brought, now this is by no means a complete representation here. I just brought a lot of this out, not else for visuals, but your personal hygiene, if nothing else, is highly important. So, if at all possible, soaps. Now, we got a lot of two main types here. It's dial antibacterial and the ivory. Now, this is not antibacterial. This is just a plain old-fashioned soap. And the reason I like having a lot of this on hand, for one, it's not a good idea to overdo antibacterial soap. You're, in the long run, you're actually making strains of bacteria stronger, believe it or not. But this is a very good quality soap. It's very simple, basic. And, this one I like. No fragrances. Very fewer people have allergies to this regular old ivory soap than most others. And this one is actually also safe enough to use on your pets, which is, I find, to be very important. So yeah, I think ivory soap is definitely a good one to have, and it's still not super expensive, so you can stock up on this kind of stuff. And worst case scenario, you can actually use that on your hair if you got to. But of course, hair, have your favorite shampoo available. That way you can keep your hair clean. And like I said, a lot of this is not only just your physical health, your psychological health is very important, especially in a prolonged emergency situation where you don't have access to all the things that you normally do. Your comfort level's taking the nosedive. You may not be eating, drinking as well as you should. Every advantage you can give yourself is important. And by the way, none of these are any kind of sponsored ads. But I just grab random stuff that got here at the homestead and going over them real quick. And one of my absolute favorites, Dawn dishwashing detergent. This stuff is amazing. I always usually buy the ultra concentrate, and you can dilute it and still quite viable in a diluted state. Now this old bottle here, it's why the sticker's all kind of nasty looking. It's a real old bottle. I just bought the small bottle for easy to move around, and we fill it out of a much larger container. But this, especially if you're happening to work on a lot of equipment or your vehicles and stuff, you get oil and grease if you don't got nothing else like Gojo or something like that. And definitely in lieu of trying to use gasoline like they did back in the day, a little bit of this and some hot water does wonders. And like I said, worst case scenario, in a very diluted state, you can wash your hair and body with this. Just make sure you rinse quite well and understand that this will strip natural oils from your hair and skin. So you don't want to go overboard with that or do that too many times if you can keep from it. And one of the more packable, lightweight, easy things to do. And this could represent just your general body wipes, wet ones, and stuff like that. I got a young daughter, a toddler, so we still got quite a few, boxes of baby wipes kicking around. And I find that these do a pretty good job now. Like this, nothing else. You're hot, you're sweaty, you've been hiking all day, or the power's been out. You've been out there doing what you got to do to get food, water, etc. Just taking 3 or 4 of these to completely wipe your body down, especially your armpits, your crotch, your backside, and your feet. And your face. Make sure those are as clean as you can keep them, and these do a pretty good job of that. Plus, you can, if assuming you have a lot of these in stock to spare, you can even just clean your whole body with them. Won't do much for your hair, but keep your body a lot cleaner. This simple disinfectant spray. This is just a really cheap brand. It works pretty good. It's not overpowering in the smell, and I do really like Clorox products, but you'll find with that there is an odor factor to it that's, if you use a lot of it, and especially if it's concentrated, it's pretty intense on the smell. And we'll jump right to the Clorox. And this, like I said, I cannot stress enough, have this in stock, several bottles of this stuff, because it's amazing. Everything from sanitizing your water, cleaning your clothes, you name it. I think it's one of the most important disinfectants, all-purpose, you can have. Lots of multi-purpose items here. And of course, we've gone over in another video I did, hand sanitizer, double those beans to get a stubborn fire started if you needed it or such. But we'll go ahead and just sum it up. Like I said, it's not too complicated. The importance of your hygiene, like I said, not just for your physical health, which that's highly important too. To consider this, another one I thought I brought out, maybe 2 actually, was hydrogen peroxide and rubbing alcohol, keeping your wounds clean. And in a pinch, bar soap, keep your wounds clean and keep you from getting any kind of infection. Because if the systems are down, like I said, whatever scenario you're looking at, dying from an infected wound would be a pretty lousy way to go out. So, just some basic sanitation, the hand sanitizer, even the Dawn dishwashing liquid, the soap, very diluted Clorox bleach and some water to keep your wounds clean, save your life. And then there's, keeping your clothes clean, and then If at all possible, if you got the resources to spare, your living area, wherever you're staying at, clean. These things will go a long way for your morale and your health in general. So hopefully, this is like a thought exercise, just something for you to consider if you haven't done it yet. I suggest stocking up on some basic essentials for your hygiene and keeping your clothes and your living area clean, and having extra stockpile of this stuff, because if you can't get it, you can't get it. So that, thank you all for watching. I appreciate your time, and I'll see you all soon in another video.